Hello and welcome back to the Ultimate Marble Racing International. We're back with race number 2 and we're going to be visiting the Netherlands. Intro could definitely be louder. I'll keep that in mind. I may have to change that if I remember. Or it'll just be quiet on the streams and I'll edit it louder on the videos. Either way. So going into this race, Boer is leading. Eggbot in second, Moo in third, Alfonso in fourth, Shady in fifth, Cheese in sixth, Jimmy in seventh, Pescabird in eighth, Iceman in ninth, and Fluids in 10th to make the top 10. So not much else to say ahead of this race. So let's just head straight over to the track. Alright, so here we are at Marble GP Netherlands, race number 2. There was definitely no technical difficulties whatsoever. We're here and we can get everyone into their starting positions. The correct starting positions as they were always intended. Reverse grid order from the first race, Superboss, Azure, Snorker and B on the front row were Eggbot, Moo and Alfonso on the back row. But before we take a look around the track, we need to do a prediction. How many DNFs will there be? 2 minutes to get those predictions in. And let's take a look around. So sweeping bend off the start through the wavy bends into a sharp turn, opening up onto the first elevator. Then going down a straight into a pipe, sharp turn in the pipe out into a 90-degree. Then into 2 sweeping S-bends. I guess 1 S-bend, 2 sweeping turns. 2 left turns, second one tighter than the first, through the flowers to the right, sweeping around into another tightening bend, over a half pipe bridge, up another elevator, then going through to the well, going around, sharp hairpin there, and out onto a straight, opening up over a booster to get some speed into a split section. Both mirrored, where they come back together and up a third elevator into another hairpin, another wibbly wobbly set of turns, then a sweeping 180-degree turn, which I think also tightens a bit towards the end there, then opening it up to the start finish. Too busy predicting that you died in Val. Priorities. The predictions come first. Valorant comes later. Yeah, when it comes to talking through tracks, that's definitely one bit I struggle with because I don't know how to make straights and corners sound like exciting, if that makes sense. Even though that's what racetracks generally consist of. Real world racetracks are just straights and corners. I'm not very good at describing tracks other than, I guess in real life they all have names, so they have names for every corner and every part of the track, so they can use those names to make it sound more interesting and separate them out. But with this, with normal tracks that don't have that sort of thing, there's no names for any of the corners, so it's either a corner, a sharp corner, a not sharp corner. I wouldn't take that, pesky bird. It's outrageous. An outrageous statement. Definitely not the most boring season. There's a reason people enjoy the Marble GP tracks in the main season. They're usually voted quite highly. That's why we've usually got a few of them. Yeah, if you think these first couple are boring, then that's just because they're home tracks. Just have to wait for some of the later ones. But the predictions are done, so let's get the race started. And off they go into the first corner. and Weep is going to take the lead. Weep go Burr. No longer goes Burr, straight into the wall, big pile up and drops all the way back to 14th. Jimmy, Superboss and Demon neck and neck going to the elevator here. And B sneaking in. Demon, B and Pesky Bird. Zero Pesky wins, therefore boring. Well, I think that's a skill issue right there. Waiting for a Halloween one. We have to wait till Halloween for that one. Oh, there you go. GP Bolivia. To be fair, the tracks weren't floating, like had supports. I notice some people do have a preference to having supports on tracks. I think Cheese agrees on that one. Cheese always has supports built into the tracks. For me personally, I don't mind the floating tracks too much. It doesn't put me off at all that they float. It's what separates the virtual racing to a real track. But I can understand those that need it to be structurally realistic, that you'd want something supporting the floating track. So I can see both sides to it. But Pesky Bird taking the lead. Bump there by Moo, and Moo's going to sneak on in front. Demon's going to join Pesky Bird. So Eternal Darkness, a strong start here. Slight freeze there. I think time slowed down. That is because of all the tulips. I have actually removed a big chunk of them just to help with the FPS during this race. But we'll probably get some frame drops throughout. A bit of a slowdown for Moo there. Demon with a great lunge. Is it good exit speed though? Just tucks in front of Superboss, gaining 3 positions. Pesky Bird creeping past Superboss. It's a bit of a pile up. Demon struggling to get onto the elevator here. And he's going to drop those positions that were just gained. Bit of a pile up in the corner. Zero jinxing. Zero jinxing will be done this season. Tracks are usually on the ground. That is another way to solve the issue of needing supports. So Superboss with a great lunge there. Also slows Pesky Bird and Weep down, allowing everyone else to gain. Boy's going to try and find the gap there, pushing Weep off to the side. Does lose a bit of speed, but does make it through. Great line there, but not a great entry onto the elevator. I guess onto the ladder that goes onto the elevator. There's a big hit by Weep there, going to slow down. Shady and Azur going to get caught up in that pile-up. Moo's going to go up into the lead. Superboss in second. Eggbot in third. A strong start to the season for Eggbot. Why does it feel like some tracks have catch-up? Well, some tracks do, but I don't think any of these ones do. I think it's just good track design, keeping things close. Good track design and good racing. And Weep now leading, Superboss in second, Moo third, Eggbot dropping to fourth. Well, that's a great line by Eggbot. Going to just go straight up into first and make a gap. Cheese sneaking around the outside, gets past Weep, Moo and Superboss, going up into second as we go into lap 3. Eggbot setting a fastest lap as well. Bit of a pile up in the corner there. Moo getting slowed down. And it's just chaos through this section. Cheese overtaking Eggbot. Weep in third, Demon fourth, Superboss fifth, Moo in sixth. And Eggbot's going to push Cheese onto the ladder. And difficulties, Eggbot just losing so much time, so many positions, it's all falling apart. That is a big loss. See what's happening further back. We still have everyone on track and moving. but Snorker and Flude's trailing behind. Kept the normal ladder entries just for the chaos of trying to get on. Just to penalise Boer. Targeted track building. Weep with a bad exit on the corner. Is going to pick up Demon there. Cheese going to try and break away a bit. It's a good entry. Weep with a great entry. Demon and Pesky Bird will be side by side. B and Superboss side by side. Shady and Azur having trouble with the ladder. Seeing some struggles. Shady with a slowdown on the corner. Up at the front, Weep is gaining on Cheese. Trying to close the gap, and there's a stumble there by Cheese. Means Weep's going to come through, both going different ways. I think Weep just in front. We'll see what happens on the exit. Oh no, Cheese has a little bit more speed through that section. And it is a great entry there by Cheese. Weep also managing to block Pesky Bird. Then we have Superboss, B and Demon side by side. Petition to delete ladders. Yeah, ladders are not needed. I mean, the way they use here is fine. It's definitely a lot better than having full ladders. That really does slow down the momentum. Especially when there's a few of them on the track. This is much better for the flow. And Cheese takes the fastest lap. Pesky Bird into second, Demon third. Side by side, going up the elevator. Demon's going to be on the outside. But some good exit lines. And B managing to sneak past Superboss as well. Demon's going to tuck in behind Pesky Bird. Look for an opportunity to overtake. And all of this is giving Cheese a chance to just break away off into the lead. That is true. Technically, the ladder positioning is still the same. It's just a lot quicker than the ladder for going up. So yeah, it is a good middle ground of keeping the chaos of entering a ladder without the slowness of going up it. So Cheese heading down the straight. B stopping dead there. Having to get pushed going again means Demon's going to come through. Playing that second place again. But Demon and B both with a rough entry to the split section. Weep flying through. Pesky Bird goes up. Manages to block Weep. And gaining on Cheese here. Weep doesn't get a great entry. Means Demon will reclaim a position. Boer actually getting a good entry there. Could be seeing a change for Boer here and the ladders. Maybe these new ladders, the new ladder tech is fine for Boer. Is that a Pesky Bird fall? It's a Pesky Bird fall. And that's going to be F's in the chat. I think all of the trash talk and the disrespect on the tracks has come back to haunt Pesky Bird. And Karma does bite back. As Pesky Bird lies in the grass and everyone else continues round. Now, up at the front, Weep is in front of Cheese, but it's a close battle. Then we have Shady, Demon, Eggbot, Superboss, and Iceman. We're falling to 9th. Cheese managing to reclaim first. Weep going a bit slow. I think there must have been a collision on the exit. Shady moves up to second. Demon in third. Yes, don't forget to clip any exciting moments, surprise moments, funny moments. And you can share those clips in the Discord as well in the highlights section. We do like to see those clips. I'm also going to be trying to promote things a bit more on other social media platforms this season. I know I had a few people say I should really get more things onto like Instagram and TikTok, because I did promote on Instagram a while ago and it did help, but that was very early on. I need to start doing that again. I need to start getting it out there a bit more, because those platforms definitely seem to be better for promoting things on, to help expand our community, get more people involved, hopefully get some more exciting races going with more people. So definitely get those clips. That will help me out a bunch with all of that, because I can use some of those clips. And it saves me a little bit of time of having to go through entire streams to try and find clips myself. I don't always have the time to do that. But while I was off on that tangent, Shady is up in first and has taken the fastest lap. Iceman is up in second, Superboss in third, Cheese has dropped to fourth, Eggbot in fifth, Demon in sixth, Weep in seventh, B in eighth, Bwert in ninth, and Azert in 10th. Oh, we've had another slowdown of the frames there. Speed things up again. Going onto the straight. Eggbot is right behind Iceman. Might be looking for an opportunity to overtake, but Iceman manages to block. But Eggbot with a great line there. Superboss just a little bit quicker on the other route. But issues on the ladder. Iceman's going to sneak through, jump on the ladder before Eggbot and Superboss. Now attempting to chase down Shady as we go onto the final lap. So this will be the final chance to try and take that top spot away from Shady. Yeah, birthday marble DNFs. There's no bias in the marble racing. Don't go easy on anyone. And Eggbot is closing the gap on Shady here. A lot more speed, but not a way past through that section. We'll have to wait. Now with the current DNFs, oh, a big hit by Eggbot on the corner there. I mean, Superboss going to come through. Iceman's going to come through as well. I was just about to say, with the DNFs in the current wave, no one else DNFs. I think everyone might have got predictions right yet again. And Iceman has joined Shady up at the front, and a better line into that corner means Iceman will take the lead. Big hit on the corner, but still a good exit line. We'll stay in front of Shady into the split section. Iceman with some good speed there. Cheese with good speed, but does get blocked by Shady. Manages to sneak through with the help of Superboss, but it could come down to the ladder here. Superboss and Cheese is on. Shady's going to drop out of the top three on the final lap. Still holding the fastest lap though. And that was the worst place for that to happen. And coming round to the final corner, it's going to be close up in the top three. Iceman will take the win. Superboss with a close second. Cheese and Shady coming through third and fourth, very close together. Eggbot will take fifth. Weep will take sixth. Demon will take seventh. So congratulations, Iceman, on the win. Great final lap. Alfonso is in trouble, running slow. Bwer's going to sneak through, gain a position. We'll take 8th. Snorker gets through as well and we'll take 9th. And Alfonso is going to set up for 10th. There's zone trouble as well. The green slushy is struggling in this last section. Jimmy is going to take 11th. Moo's going to take 12th. It's really not looking good for Azur here. Fluid's going to take a position as well. Take 13th. And there we go, Azur coming around. Takes 14th. Oh, and B is off the track. I was just wondering what happened to B. B has gone off the track somewhere in this final section. I'd assume in the final section. And that might mean no one wins predictions. So F's in the chat for B. B and Pesky Bird both going to DNF this race. Shady secures the fastest lap. So let's head over as we wait for the DNF timer to count down to our winning marble cam. I see the hydrate redeemed as well. But congratulations, Iceman, on the win. Strong race and a good race all the way up to the end there. Very close. Iceman, Superboss, Cheese and Shady down to the wire on that final section. But Iceman just quick enough to take the win. And there we go, 2 DNFs. So let's complete the prediction. And no one thought that would happen. Everyone went for the 0 to 1. And there go the eggs. And you know what? I think there's a good prediction. It looked like it was going to be a single DNF. But no, in the last minute. 0.361 second difference. It was close. It was close at the end. But now I'm going to go and put these results over on the leaderboard, and I'll be back in just a minute with the updated standings. Alright, the results have been entered, so let's head over to the updated standings. So, following race number 2, Eggbot is leading. I'm sure everyone is absolutely thrilled with that. Eggbot in first place by 1 point with 57 points. Blur drops to second with 56 points. Iceman up into the top 3 with 54 points. Cheese and Shady tied with 50 points in fourth. Superboss and Moo and Alfonso tied with 39 points. Weep's favourite marble, is in ninth with 29 points. Don't know why I've struggled to read there for a second. Jimmy in 10th, tied with Demon with 28 points to make the top 10. And then we have Snorker, Pesky Bird and Snorker tied. Fluids, B, and then Azur. So quite a few ties, which is to be expected this early on. But Eggbot, our own very own AI bot, is currently leading. So well done, Eggbot, so far. Team standings. Green Slushies currently leading with 34 points. Icebreakers in second with 33 points. Grandmasters third with 31 points. Balls of Steel fourth with 30 points. Dogeballs fifth with 29. And then we have Eternal Darkness with 28. Tutti Frutti with 25. Marble Minions with 22. And Ultraviolets and Snowballs tied with 19. So a good start to the season. A couple of good races. Next stream we have Germany and Aland. Not actually 100% sure how that is pronounced. I'm sure someone will probably tell me. But yes, those two races coming up in the next stream to look forward to. How are the team points calculated? So same as last season, we have the Ghost Racer system in place. So if you assume the teammates' points together, usually a circle above the A. I know there's something above the A. But it doesn't help me know how it's pronounced. I have to put it into the Google speech thing. Pronounce it like the English R. So Ireland. Okay. I'll remember that. But yeah, the points, it's basically we have like a ghost racer system that Fluids and Blur basically came up with, which was very helpful, that we used in the last season, worked quite well. Basically take the average of the total amount of points, and teams that have less members than the total amount of members a team has. So for example, the highest number of members a team has here is 3. Like the Green Slushies and Balls of Steel both have 3 members. Other ones basically get ghost members that will always score the average of the amount of points up for grabs. So it's the average of the total amount of points every race. So your ghost members will always finish on average, if that makes sense. So it can work out better to have a full team of actual racers if they're all doing really well. At the same time, if you're doing really bad, then it comes out a bit worse than if you had ghost racers that are always averaging. So that's how the team points are calculated. But yeah, yes, you can go and pee, enjoy. But that is it for the first stream and the first 2 races of the UMR International. So a good start. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Good to be back. Glad to hear it. I promise one day I'll be quicker at getting seasons up and running and spend less time between seasons. Definitely not coping a bit there. Thanks for the stream and the season in general. Very happy. Good to hear it. And of course, thank you all for being here to watch, because these literally can't happen without all of you. Because, I mean, there'd be no one racing. So, quite a big part. You play quite a big part in this. But before we get too cheesy, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one.